Hi guys. So it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Haven't really had much motivation to do this until now because since we're about a month away from the Academy Awards happening on ABC, I feel the need to chime in regarding a specific category for and which movie I feel should win that category, which is why this video is also directed to the Oscars and slash Academy themselves for why I think they should go with this decision. Now, to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, who runs the Oscars and the Academy Awards, if you're listening, I feel very strongly that you need to think very carefully about who to give the Oscar for Best Animated Feature to. And for good reason, because I know a lot of people will want K-pop Demon Hunters to win that award so badly, but it shouldn't be that film. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Now, how do I say this? I don't hate the movie like a lot of people do. I actually am happy if a lot of people like that film. Okay, what I mean to say is I don't hate the film. I actually like it up quite a bit. I just feel like it's the right movie to give that award at the wrong time. And what do I mean? Well, given everything going on with Netflix in the process of getting Warner Brothers, if Paramount can get through their skulls that no, Warner Brothers does not want them to buy them, and that's why they're trying so hard to have Netflix buy them out. While I do trust Netflix better with running Warner Brothers than I do Paramount running them, I am kind of scared that having Netflix run Warner Brothers might lead to potentially the loss of many films for theaters, especially when the Oscars is supposed to be a ceremony about celebrating cinema and why people go to the movies. And I think it's arguably a mistake if the Academy gives K-pop Demon Hunters the award for Best Animated Feature. Now, on the other hand, Best Original Song, that I'm okay with getting that award, but it should not get Best Animated Feature, especially since because of Netflix and how we cannot necessarily trust them yet to commit to being in theaters for more than 2 months. So that leads me to my next point about this whole thing. I actually think the winner for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, which you should give the award to this year, should be Arco. And I'll tell you why. The reason I think Arco should be the winner for Best Animated Feature is because if it wins that award, it will motivate more people to really go, huh, this movie's actually something to win, something special to win that award. Plus, I feel like beyond giving that film that award to convince more people that they should go see it in the theater, I'm of the opinion that Arco winning that award for Best Animated Feature could be the key to bringing back a renaissance of mainstream studios, especially studios, not just Disney, but also DreamWorks, Warner Brothers, etc., making films with the 2D hand-drawn animated format for movie theaters worldwide. Something I really feel like is now on the pressure of having to happen by way of not just Arco winning this Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, but also because of the only hand-drawn animated film still slated for theatrical release in the coming years, which happens to be early next September as the last film of the summer 2027 movie season, which is the Simpsons movie Simpsons movie 2 from 20th Century Studios underneath Disney, which is all the more ironic given that the studio that arguably tried to kill off hand-drawn animated feature films is now, ironically and unintentionally, the one to try and bring it back on a mainstream grand scale with this film, even though we won't see it until Labor Day weekend 2027. And it's all the more important, especially since Paramount foolishly pulled The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender from movie theaters and before it even came out this October and moved it to Paramount Plus, which is kind of not something I am pleased about due to the fact that I think all movies hand-drawn animated should be given a fair chance in theaters. Like, I know they said they had no faith in it, but I feel like their lack of faith in it was misguided and misinformed, which is why I believe I'm of the opinion that because of those reasons alone, and especially the Netflix Warner Brothers merger that may or may not put movie theaters at risk. I personally am of the opinion that Arco should win Best Animated Feature, not just for the to address Netflix to really commit to keeping their films theatrical as they're about to buy Warner Brothers, but also to show people, especially mainstream studios like Disney, who is now under new leadership under Josh D'Amaro, who I'm hoping is also watching this video as well, that hand-drawn animated films can make money and also be very, very popular with everyone around the world, and that's why it must be Arco to win Best Animated Feature, so that studios will get the message to make more hand-drawn animated films for movie theaters, especially since I argue that Arco is the much better film than K-Pop Demon Hunters, and I think most other people would agree, even if they're a bit hesitant to admit it. So, if you're listening, Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences / the Academy / the Oscars, for those reasons alone, I am really hoping that you will allow Arco to be the film to win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars next month, in a month from today, because I know you really want to attract young people to watch your show, but I also think you need to stand by your moral values of awarding films that are shown in theaters, rather than awarding films that are on streaming, especially since we are trying to get theaters to really show strong results and strength again, as we've still yet to fully recover from the pandemic and the 2 strikes of Hollywood of 2023, which I hope the studios don't let happen again this year, and I really hope that they're paying attention to people who are striking and a lot of things going on with our economy and everything right now, and that they don't let this happen again. But that's a whole other story for another time. So please, Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, if you are watching this video, please give Arco, or even Little Amelie or the character of Rain, that the other film, that award for Best Animated Feature, because given how it is essential that films that are theatrical should win awards to show Netflix that they need to commit to movie theater only releases for their films going forward for 45 days, wide theatrical releases in over 3,000 theaters, mind you. I feel Arco really needs to win this award, especially not just to show Netflix that they need their films released in theaters, but also because we need to show Hollywood that hand-drawn animated 2D films deserve to have a comeback on a global, grand, larger mainstream scale. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Now you don't have. I mean, if you don't want to give K-Pop Demon Hunters that award, or if you do, I understand. And I know that Zootopia 2 is about to soon become the highest-grossing animated film of not just the highest-grossing animated film of 2025, but soon also the biggest film of the 2025 in the States as well, topping a Minecraft movie. But that's a whole other story for another time. Now, I know you might have your issues with Disney right now, which I understand maybe you not wanting to give Zootopia 2 that award, but you don't have to give it to Zootopia 2 or Elio, but you shouldn't give it to K-Pop Demon Hunters either. In truth, I really think it's best that you really give Arco or Little Amelie in the character of Rain the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, just because I feel like that will convince more people to go see those movies in theaters, especially Arco since it's still in theaters right now, and also because I feel like it will send a message to Hollywood that they really should go back to making fully 2D hand-drawn animated films in theaters, along with sending Netflix the message to, if they want to win awards, they need to really show their commitment to putting films in theaters only for 45 to 60 days or more before they put them on streaming. So, yeah, for those reasons alone, I really hope that you give Arco choose to land on Arco being the winner for the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars in a month from today, and I really hope that you will do this as not just because it's right, but also because it's morally correct, as Netflix is about to buy Warner Brothers, and the risk of movie theaters being hurt because of that merger is present. All right, thank you. Have a nice day.